Friends, this is my weekly focus, my anticipation for the week on British pound USD and British pound JPY. So, what are my expectations this coming week? What am I expecting price to do? Yeah, as we can see, I've already written somewhere here, shorting British pound USD. But I'll always say, if you buy or sell in the market, that you are very right. But just make sure you do that at the right places and at the right timing. So, what am I expecting this week? Which side of the market am I looking at? I'm looking at selling more than buying. Yeah, in getting your buyers, the first question we have to ask is it likely to go up higher? Is it likely to come to go down to go lower? So from those weekly charts, which we've started on the weekly chart, we can see that the price traded is purely price action, no indicator required, and then that's just it. So we use the time and price. So looking at this area, we can see that the previous 2 weeks, the week before last week, the price traded into this gap, into fair value gap, created this. So that last week, the price traded down, created a swing point at the zone. So what am I looking at? Where am I drawing liquidity? I'm looking at price to trade down more to take out those liquidity. Maybe if it goes better, it can get to this, but then I'm looking at this week at least to get to this zone. That set my bias for the week. So I'm looking at shorting more than I'm buying, but then I have to wait on particular days to do that. So if we drop more on the daily time frame, which is where we base our trade mostly on, most of our analysis is based on the daily time frame. The question is, where do I expect price to react to? This is just my anticipation where price might likely react to before going down. Doesn't mean it must be that area. Remember, I'm not trying to predict the opening or closing and the closing of the market. I'm just trying to see where the market can actually react to or react to before doing anything. And these are the area that I mapped out. But we wait as the market open on Sunday. We wait till Monday and peradventure Tuesday to see an entry in the market. But these areas helps us to see clearly what we are looking for. So what are my expectations? I've already said I'm looking to sell more than buying. So the area here, I'm looking at price probably to go a little bit up if it should to react on this other block. If it goes a little bit higher between Monday and Tuesday, maybe to for these gaps to react as a resistant area for the market to give me an entry pattern for me to trade the market and scale out at the zone and maybe the zone, but I think the zone is much variable for me. So I will look at the market to react to this. If market react to this, that's good. Does not mean it should. It could open and show another pattern to go up. If we check a little bit, we can see also that there is a gap here, which market might, yeah, get back upstairs, react to this place or the other block, whichever one that comes first. I have to watch the market to see an entry pattern. Then it will drop more on the 4 hedge. That's it. Market might actually open and then take out those liquidity on the 4 hedge, which was created on Thursday, and then react to this area and then give me an entry pattern. But that will be until we open on Monday and see exactly what will happen in that area. Then our entry will be based mainly on the 1 hedge 15 minute to 1 minute time frame. So this was the high on Friday. This was the high on Thursday, which market has already tapped into that area. So our market has taken off the high here. So we watch and see what the market, it might actually open, traded a little bit down, then get up and before going down. So that will be decided between Monday. But then, like I said, I'm looking at shorting the market British pound USD than buying the market for me this week. So we drop down to the British pound JPY, which is this. Also, I've already written that I'm looking at shorting British pound JPY. So we start from the weekly, what actually happened. The last week we predicted that the market should go up higher and it did just that. Market traded up higher. So this is where we are on the weekly on British pound JPY. Market traded higher, took out liquidity here. So I'm expecting the market to get back. inside to rebalance itself if it must continue up. So that was what happened last week. Liquidity has been taken on the weekly, so we dropped on the daily time frame. This is it on the daily time frame. We asked ourselves, what is the likelihood of the market going up, going down? Liquidity was taken here, and market has created a swing point, which is a good and a great pass. Market created this swing point. So I'm looking at and reacted to, there is a gap here, reacted to this gap, close even inside that gap, which give me a more mindset to predict or anticipated more of shorting in British pound JPY. So what will I do? I have to wait the market to open between Sunday and then Monday to give me an entry pattern. But I'm looking at the market maybe going back to react to this other block if it should. If not, the market to come down a little bit, react to this gap before going down. Where am I looking at to go out of this market, to exit the market? This is my first point of exit. This bearish order block here. This is my first exit point in this market. If not, the next one should be here before here. So we drop down to a lower time frame, which is the 4 hedge, 1 hedge to look at it. The market took our liquidity, like we said, and then break down. So probably market might go up to react to this daily order block before continue to go down. Looking at is to exit this market here and then maybe somewhere here, which is a fair value gap in the 4 hedge. As you can see, all this area matters, and what we do is just purely price action, no indicator. So I'm looking at, if I'm in this market to sell, I'm looking at going out of this market here. If I'm going to hold beyond that, it will be just a little part of the opening. But the entry will be based on the 15-minute to 1 minute time frame while we wait for the market to open. This is my anticipation of. Please do subscribe to my channel, comment, like, and share this video. Thank you. Once again, it's your friend Home for Roses, purely price action and transparency. Nothing more, but only the truth. Take care.